IELTS Listening, Section 4. You will hear a lecturer giving a lecture about the Stepwells of ancient India. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now we shall begin. You should answer the question as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer the questions.
Good morning, everyone. Today's lecture is about a fascinating ancient water management system from the Indian subcontinent, Stepwells. These structures are far more than just water reservoirs. They're architectural wonders and a key element in understanding regional sustainability in ancient times. Let's begin by discussing their functionality. Though their main purpose was obviously to store and access groundwater, they were not merely utilitarian in design. In fact, they were often used as cool sanctuaries from the searing summer heat, offering residents a place of refuge where temperatures were considerably lower. It's incorrect to think they were used just for bathing or laundry. No, they served as community retreats during scorching months. Structurally, the descending stairs allowed not only ease of access to varying water levels, but also a constant circulation of air, which helped cool the atmosphere. This natural form of ventilation was highly effective. Air would slowly move through the carved passageways, balancing the internal climate regardless of the weather outside. It was certainly more than just a hole in the ground. Moreover, the aesthetic elements of stepwells cannot be ignored. Walls and pillars were often covered with beautifully carved motifs, depicting gods, mythical beings, or even everyday village life. These intricate designs weren't simply decorative, they reflected local beliefs and cultural richness. What's even more impressive is the engineering knowledge involved. Builders had to study the soil, water tables, and monsoon behavior carefully. While materials like bricks were common in other areas, stepwell architects often had to consider the geology of the land to prevent collapse and ensure longevity. Aside from domestic use, stepwells played a significant role in farming. Especially in drought-prone areas, they were the only reliable source of irrigation during dry spells. Without these structures, entire harvests could have been lost, an issue many communities faced when wells dried out. Interestingly, while many stepwells were commissioned by royalty, kings and queens who saw them as acts of devotion, in some areas it was the merchant communities that funded and managed them. They saw these wells as both charitable contributions and long-term investments in their city's infrastructure. However, their usage sharply declined during the colonial period. The British administration did not favor local solutions and often introduced Western-style pumps and pipes, which led to the abandonment of many traditional water systems. This marked a major cultural and functional shift. Despite being functional, many stepwells also had spiritual significance. Separate rooms or alcoves were often built near the base of the well for daily worship and meditation. In some cases, entire temples were integrated into the stepwell's architecture, showing just how sacred water was in Indian tradition. The materials used were chosen with extreme care. Limestone was popular due to its cooling properties and ease of carving. In addition, sandstone was often used for structural strength. Its resistance to erosion made it perfect for walls that would come into frequent contact with water. In the modern era, some of these ancient structures have been restored and recognized as heritage icons. They now attract researchers, architects, and tourists alike. With more awareness, perhaps these marvels will find new purpose in our increasingly water-scarce world.
That is the end of Section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Please make sure you have transferred all your answers to the answer sheet correctly. The listening test is now over. You may now proceed to the reading section.